Call of Duty World at War is an old game. It came out back in 2008 and I'm willing to bet a lot of people haven't played it, especially the zombies mode. After all 4 maps from that game have been remastered twice now, so why would you go back and play it if you hadn't already? Well, today I want to take a look back at some of the things from World at War's zombies mode that made the game unique, but were also a little weird. Things like oversights in gameplay, glitches, weird design choices, and all the strange things that came with designing zombies for the first time. So for today I went through and picked out 10 oddities from World at War that I would like to share with everybody. Let's get started with number 10, the Nacht Untoten zombie sounds. I think everybody knows what a zombie from Call of Duty sounds like. They had been using the same sound effects from 2009 with World at War all the way to Revelations. However, for Nacht Untoten, the very first zombies map, the zombies simply sounded different. They had their own unique sound effects. If I had to guess, I would assume that the sound effects they used in that map were very quickly thrown together, and when the mode took off, they decided to get together and put together some more high-quality sound effects for the future maps. But that's only a guess. I don't know, I just think it's kind of interesting how they sounded one way on the very first map, and then they changed the sounds and kept it for 8 years straight. And fun fact, on every iteration of Nacht Untoten, the zombies have different sound effects. From World at War, Black Ops, and Zombies Chronicles, they sound different every time, and if you include Die Maschine and Cold War, different sound effects again. But let's move on to number 9, quad points. Obviously when you pick up a double points power up, you get double points. But I guess when they were making World at War, they forgot to consider what happens if you pick up 2 double points power ups because your points are quadrupled. It was a nice little bonus whenever your drop cycle lined up the right way, but obviously unintentional because it didn't come back in future games. Alright, number 8, we have the weapon prices on Nacht Untoten being wrong. This only applies to a couple weapons, but they were just simply listed wrong on the walls. Such as the Thompson, which was listed as 1500 points but only cost 1200. I guess someone just forgot to double check the prices when they made the map, and it's a little strange that they didn't go back and fix it. Alright, number 7. I'm going to talk about the rocket launcher on the fountain on Verruckt. This is just a basic little, I don't know if it's an Easter egg or a glitch, but if you took the rocket launcher on that map and you fired it at the fountain in the center, it would flood the whole courtyard for a second. No other explosives do this. It was specific to the rocket launcher. It's strange, but every time you get the rocket launcher on that map, you just got to do it. This doesn't happen in the Black Ops version, but in the Black Ops 3 version, if you hit the fountain with an explosive, there would be blood coming out of the eyes of the statue. Maybe that was meant to be a reference to it. Maybe it's just a coincidental Easter egg, I'm not sure, but moving on to number 6, we are going to still be on Verruckt. Juggernog on that map, extra effective. I guess they hadn't properly balanced the perks yet, because you could take a lot of hits on Verruckt with Juggernog. But considering how tight that map is, I mean, I'm not complaining. Alright, moving on to number 5. For the 3rd time in a row, we're back to Verruckt. We're talking about the Sprinters on that map. I guess they wanted to increase the difficulty a little bit because the zombies sprint heckin' fast. Kinda like the, in Cold War when you go past 50 and you get the super sprinters. Kinda like that, but earlier. It is hecking scary, and the extra Juggernog hits are nice to counteract that. Alright guys, you're not gonna believe it, but number 4 is also on Verruckt. It is possible to put your points into the negatives on that map. The way you do so is when you buy a perk, it doesn't immediately take your points while you do the animation. So while you're in the animation, if you walk over to the bouncing betties and purchase them, it'll take the 1000 points for purchasing those, and that's when it takes the price of the perk. And if the price of the perk is higher than what you have left, you go into the negatives. It seems to only be possible with the bouncing betties, I guess because there's no first-person animation for purchasing those. And this little glitch, it's not possible on Shinonuma because the bouncing betties are just so far away from any perk, it's not possible to get there in time. And on Doris, they just take the points immediately upon purchasing the perk. Alright, we're in the top 3. For number 3, we have how you can keep the Bowie knife after dying. In World at War's coding, the Bowie knife is considered a perk. But because it's a piece of equipment and not actually a perk, they didn't code it so that you lost it upon going down. However, they accidentally made it permanent because they forgot to take it away upon death. So if you're playing World at War Doris and you've got the Bowie knife, it's permanent. It is a good investment of 3000 points. For number 2, we have the deep And finally, number 1. I hope I've saved the best for last. And it is Peter falling down on Shinonuma. We all know Peter from Shinonuma. He's the guy that hangs there in the spawn room. He's like the most iconic thing from that map. However, in World at War, he's more than just a prop on the map. Now, if you could place a grenade just right so that it gets his feet stuck on the gate behind him, he would fall down. His rope would extend all the way down, and he would just sit there on the ground. And at this point, you would want to just quarantine the spawn room and not go back there and just live out your life on the rest of the map. You don't want to get close to him, and you certainly don't want to touch him. But yeah, that's it. Those are the 10 things I wanted to share with everybody. I hope it was 10 things that you didn't know about. I hope it was an entertaining video. Okay, that's it, bye.